Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's a beautiful morning to talk about this show. Please take them on Takamine-san. Normally I would have done it when I came in from work and talk about it, but I wanted to do this because my voice is so deep from all the screaming that happened in the NBA playoffs, especially my Boston Celtics beat the Knicks in Game 5, which I hope we beat them in Game 6. Now, that's why my voice is a little bit like stretchy. Okay, so, you know, please put them on Takamine-san. Can I talk about this? After 7 episodes, we finally got the new girl. We got the new girl. We got the new character that's introduced. Now, I got spoiled a little bit from this character. I don't know much about her. All I know is her name. So, but this episode just going back to what I said, this big old introduction. Let me go back with a big old introduction. So please put them on Takamine-san. You know what? People forgetting that this is a rom-com. I think people look at this show like we can't watch this show because one, it's considered hentai, which is not in my eyes, because this show has a great storyline. It just showed you what happens when you have a power like this. Sorry. And with great power comes great responsibility. So, and, there's pros and cons when using your powers. And Takamine's case, got to take off her one piece of garment on her, but, the side effect is fan service. No, not fan service. My bad. I take that back what I said. People are going to be staring at her as she walks around with it. And Koshi, being that he's the closet / girlfriend that he has with Takamine, their relationship gets better and better. Throughout these past 6 episodes, we have seen Koshi and Takamine rise as a couple, develop slowly and slowly. In a rom-com, much like this, it takes time to build and adjust. You can't rush perfection. You take time to build the romance that is Koshi and Takamine. Now, last week we found more build up between these two, their bond, their love for one another, trolling, and all those kind of gimmicks. Now we in this episode where it's just like, what's the future hold for these two? What if this and that? What if one goes and one not? Like, how will they be together if it's possible? Is it possible for them to be together? There's so many questions for these two, none are answered. So without further ado, let's get right to it, the review. Please put them on Takamine-san. Episode 7. Okay. Now, let's kick things off. Takamine, this girl is vicious. How do I put her respectfully? It's like, if you, imagine this. Imagine you and Takamine were to go out, and you go to Victoria's Secret. And if you were to pick out a underwear, bra, panties, if you were to pick out a lingerie, and you picked it out. Now, if it was a joke, let's say you were joking, like, oh, this outfit looks good. And you didn't pick it up. You get her something original, something plain. Okay. Then, what happens if Takamine picks it up? That's what it was. So remember the episode? Do you remember the episode when Koshi and Takamine went out bra and panty shopping, and he picked out a pair, and he was picturing it, her wearing it? Takamine was bold. She was bold wearing that open bra. This is uncensored version, guys. Go watch the uncensored version. The fact that she literally walked into that store and picked it out, and the owner, the associate, didn't even question her. She just picked it out. She wore it all, top and bottom. I gotta give Takamine credit for that. The fact that she really did that showed you she's ready for some action. She's ready for Koshi. And Koshi, look, this is Koshi. Koshi is a basic fan service guy. I mean, literally just blushing, all that stuff. I get it. That's just his nature of a rom-com. That's just his nature of a guy blushing, don't want to see Takamine. And I get that. He don't want to be a pervert, and I get all of that. He's still that person. He's still that guy. But again, the fact that Takamine wore that video, FaceTimed him to show it, I'm like, yo, this girl is vicious. See, that's the kind of woman we should have. Wearing that kind of outfit in front of and FaceTime you, that's kind of like, oh my God. And it's funny because in rom-coms, we've seen that. You know how many times we watch rom-coms and we see like the girl FaceTime the guy, and she isn't like in the tub or in the shower or anything, just to be naked in front of the victim, too embarrassed to make the MC red inside. You know, that's what it was. And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Okay. But I like the cat trying to knock down the phone so we can see all of it down there, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's go to the university. Okay, so they go to a university to discuss their plans, and Takamine walk to the university like a damn, like Comey from Comey Can Communicate. You guys remember Comey? You know, every time they see Comey, everybody just like, oh my God, who is this beautiful, majestic girl walking to school? You know, that kind of thing. Just like with Takamine, everyone is just like, oh my gosh, she's so. It's like guys want to date her, the women want to be like her, and it's one of those things. Like it's like Chizubu. It's like Rent the Girlfriend. You know, every times those side characters look at these girls like, oh my God, who is she? She's so beautiful. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, why are you dating her? All that stuff. That's what this was. I'm looking at this. I'm like, yo. That's freaking great. I mean, literally. But again, this whole premise was about their future goals, what their plan is, what do they want to do. Like, is Koshi gonna be Takamine forever? Is Koshi gonna be staying with Takamine as the new closet? Like, here's the thing: when you have a closet, your closet is yourself. You know what I mean? Everything is your closet. But what happens if you were to move and you got to get a new closet? It's like moving. You move from one house to another. Yeah, you got your closet, but then you have to move and you move into a new closet. So this is what it was for Koshi and Takamine. Is Koshi going to be with Takamine? Is Koshi going to be in the same university with Takamine? And the goal was for Takamine to have Koshi have these future plans. Having him like, are you going to be with me forever? Are you going to be the closet that I want you to be? Because I want you to be with me because you're the only one who know my secret. And you're my closet slash boyfriend slash slave. I need you. And again, discussing their future plans, you know. Koshi is a very funny guy. He's a nice guy. Very protective of Takamine. And the fact that, you know, he said he's looking for future plans, he's looking for a job and moving out. And not only that, for his little sister, which we now know he has a little sister. And, you know, that's one thing I know about Koshi. He has a little sister. The reason I said that is because rom-coms often gonna show their relatives. I hope that we get to see Koshi's family, what they look like, and I want to see what Takamine's parents look like. Like, I really want to see that. So they attend the university, you know, well, like a workshop, just looking around. Takamine raised her hand, said the wrong thing, and just literally took off her panties. And it's just like, okay, reverse the question. I'm gonna say university, intuition for university, you know. And I'm sorry I had to say this, but the fact that Koshi had to do his routine again in a campus, in a college campus, how it's like, if I'm sitting there, it's like if I'm 2 seats away from Koshi putting on Takamine's underwear on, I'm like, yo, what the? Me personally, I would have looked over Koshi and be like, what are you doing? I'll be like, what are you doing? Okay, I'll be a friend of Koshi. I'll be like, look, I won't tell the professor. Just hurry and put them on. Okay, that's that. That's just me. But the fact that they did it in the back of the campus, back of the college, back of class with like the big old area where people can see from back and forth. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Okay, that's the first half. Now we're going to the second half. You know, this has showed you that Takamine is not really that perfect, and the fact that she could rewind things in a day. So let's go. So Takamine is meeting up with Koshi. As they were walking, her skirt lift up and you could see her butt. She could see her butt. And I'm like, yo, everybody's just taking photos of it. Everybody's like, the fact that she was walking with her underwear showing, oh my God, that was something. And I gotta give Koshi props for kind of defending her so that nobody can't see her. He's a really good guy. And then when it got into the train, the shirt got tight in the back. The shirt got tucked in the train door, that it exposed everything, like to a point where her button got ripped, Her button popped. She ain't wearing nothing. She kind of frantic and we put in a Metro card and like tap tap. She just want to get to school. And again, it's just, oh my God. It's the fact, and Kyoshi grabbed her boobs and just hold, protecting them, but make sure no one will watch him. And that's when Takamine had to redo everything. And the thing about this part is that she redo not just like 5, 10, 15 minutes later. No, she redo everything to a point where Koshi had to meet up with Takamine. You know what I mean? She had to redo everything from the moment he woke up, like 7 o'clock. So you could tell she used that power to redo everything towards like, I would say, an hour, 2 hours behind just to get that. But again, that was off the wall. I'm like, yo. But this goes that, but that half part just shows you that Takamine can have one, and Takamine is not really perfect. She might have one bad day and just redo everything. Now we know where it's coming from. Now, as for Koshi, he has to meet up with Takamine to make sure nothing bad happens to her. But at the moment Koshi bumps, as soon as Koshi about to beat Takamine, a new blonde girl appears. New character reveals, you know. And now is this girl, but this girl knows Koshi. Now, here's where I can see fit. Either I never read this. I don't know about her, guys. I don't know about her. All I know is that her name is Ellie. That's number one. Number two, I think it's either be Koshi's childhood friend or Takamine's friend. That's the only way I see this, because when you have a character who knows a friend who knows Koshi or anything like that, it's like when it comes to rom-coms, you're going to have the childhood friend involved. Like all rom-coms, you're going to have a childhood friend coming along the way and see where this goes. So we're going to see this. Hopefully she doesn't. I hope she don't ruin the relationship that Koshi and Takamine have. I'm just saying. Either way, it goes one and deep. But overall, though, this episode was really good. It just goes to show you, it's just showing you that Takamine and Koshi have some future ideas, future plans for them. You know, they're gonna be staying together and all that stuff. Like we can see that, and it just goes to show you that Takamine can't be perfect all the time. She can't be perfect all day, and to use her powers, like probably like 5, 10 minutes, it shows you she can use her powers in a whole freaking day. She could go back hours to see where this goes. So. This new girl makes her debut. We're going to see more about her next week. I don't know about this girl, but let's see. So I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.